Today on this show, I'm excited. We get to do hunting.
We just got the biggest bull I've ever killed.
And fishing.
Brookie Haven.
This is the time of the year that we do our Cast and Blast show. And we're at one of the greatest places in the world out here in Chama, New Mexico. Stick around.
When I don't think there's any possible way that you can outdo what you did last year, how do you do this? That's all I want to know.
Traveling the world, fishing, enjoying the great outdoors. Those are things that would have seemed impossible to me when I was a kid growing up in the mountains of West Virginia. I'm a lucky man, and I never want to forget it, and I'm hoping that sharing my experiences with folks will inspire them to do the same. I'm Curtis Fleming, and these are my Fly Rod Chronicles.
We're here at Mountaineer Services getting ready to leave West Virginia, and we're going to one of the greatest elk lodges in the world in Chama.
Ready? Got the Yeti? Ready for the Yeti.
So, I like that. Hey. So Mountaineer Services, you got your driver's license and everything?
Actually, I don't have a driver's license. I don't need one to fly this airplane.
Really?
Yeah, but when we get to Pagosa Springs, yeah, you're driving.
All right, let's load her up. Should we take the rest of the group with us, or just the Yeti?
Just a Yeti. Right. We got the guns.
Okay, we're good. You know, Mike is taking his daughter and his future son-in-law.
Yeah, first elk hunt ever.
Ever?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep, sure is.
They got engaged this summer, and then now they're going on an elk hunt of a lifetime. I mean, this is like going from Little League Baseball to the majors.
They are going for the elk, but I am going for the elk and trout. I can't wait to get this Cast and Blast started. I got on the plane in the Appalachian Mountains, ancient, rolling, and blessed with water. I got off in the Rockies, younger, taller, drier, and of course, rockier. After touching down in Pagosa Springs, Colorado, we made the picturesque 1-hour drive to the lodge and ranch at Chama Land and Cattle Company.
Oh my gosh, how you doing?
You're like a bad penny.
I keep coming back.
You keep coming back. How are you? Good guy.
Good to see you.
Welcome home.
Oh man, it's good to be back at the lodge and ranch at Chama Land and Cattle Company. Tell you what, we've had some incredible fly fishing trips here.
That's neat.
It never gets old. I'm gonna release this fish.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Look at that. And the elk hunt. Just an incredible hunt.
How's that one for a birthday present? Make my heart run away.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
My father introduced me to hunting and fishing. When I leave West Virginia and I go to Chama, it's my home away from home.
It's about to get western in here. In the past, we got to do some incredible fishing out here at the high mountain lakes. This year, we're going to fish the high mountain streams that I've heard so much about.
Miles and miles of Spring Creek. We have rainbows, brookies, browns, and cutthroats.
Excellent fishing. Very good opportunity to catch us, and we have guys that go up there and catch 50, 60 fish in a day.
I was pumped to break out the fly rod to Poso Creek to put the stock on not elk, but trout.
All right, guys, we're here Poso Creek.
Yeah.
It's a nice little meadow stretch. The key here is to be stealthy. This time of year, water's low, really clear. Fish are spooky, so
All right.
stealth's gonna be the key, and should have good fun. There's a lot of fish.
So approaching it from downstream.
Yeah, we're gonna fish upstream.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our best bet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna fish elk, hair, caddis, and have some fun.
Let's do it. I got my stealth shoes on.
That's right.
The lodge at Chama is known for its elk hunting. I discovered that they also have some incredible fly fishing.
Very nice. That's a great fish. Wow. How cool. Dang. going. Man,
That's what I'm talking
on
about.
an elk hair caddis.
That's right. Oh, good brown trout.
And we are brown trout fishing. That is a great brown trout.
Beautiful brown trout.
Man, wow. I mean, look at this, a stream this size. And here it's producing fish like that. That is a trophy of a lifetime.
That is a trophy in this creek.
I'm starting to think,
It's a tough life.
no, I'm starting to think maybe I'm living right now. I mean, that 2.2 GPA is paying off. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's a lot more going on Fly Rod Chronicles behind the scene. If you want to check us out, go to our Facebook or Twitter.
This segment is brought to you by Project Healing Waters, healing those who serve.
Welcome back to Fly Rod Chronicles.
October in Chama is music to the ears. The elk, they are experiencing love. The rut, the fish are also experiencing a little romance. The male, the jaw becomes, kite.
Look at me, being all scientific using a word like kite. What does it mean? A hook formed on the lower jaw of adult male salmon and trout during the breeding season.
The collars come out. I mean, I'm kind of glad it doesn't happen to me because I'd be a big hook collared up fish.
So, I know you're a fly tyer.
Yep.
I'm a fly buyer.
All right.
All right. So, an elk hair caddis. I hear it's a relatively easy tie.
Yeah, it's one of our classic trout flies.
Yeah.
You should definitely have one in your box. We're fishing a tan one now, and it floats really well. It's one of the only trout bugs that you can actually skate.
Yeah.
They skate naturally on the water.
Yeah.
So you can get away with dragging this a little bit. So I tend to really like to fish it in these little brook trout streams.
Yeah.
You can get away with a little bit more. Skate it, drag it under, and catch several fish.
Well, the key to that, it being buoyant, is that elk hair.
Yeah, it's the hair and the hackle.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
We had Chama guide Ted Dunton tie us up an elk hair caddis. You start with around a size 16 hook and brown thread. Wrap back and tie in about 4 inches of small diameter copper wire. Next, you double in some tan dry fly dubbing and begin to wrap it forward, creating a nice tapered body. Add more dubbing if need be. Next, tie in a brown hackle feather from the bottom and begin to palmer it back. Secure it with the wire and then wrap the wire forward the opposite way you wrap the feather. Tie it off with a few wraps and cut the excess. Then grab a clump of elk hair, tips facing out, and tie in the wing. Bring your thread under the elk hair, and after a few wraps, you can whip finish and then trim the head with a nice angle. There you have it, the elk hair caddis, our fly of choice as we were fishing Poso Creek.
One of the biggest tips that I can give to dry fly fishermen, you've got to wait until that fish comes up, takes it, and turns. It's time for this week's Trout Unlimited Take of the Week. I relied on Robert, and by the time he said set, there was just enough pause for that fish to turn. The hook set was perfect, and as you can see, it's fish on, baby. Are you serious? No way. How'd you see that back there? How'd you see that? No way.
That's a good one, too.
That is a great one. What is that? No way. So he really came up and smacked it.
Right in that little cove.
See, now I couldn't see around the cove. That is crazy. Is it a brown? That's a wild brown. Look at that guy. That was awesome, man. Thanks for the hook set advice. So work our way around?
Yeah, we'll just keep working our way up.
Stick around, more Cast and Blast action coming up.
This segment brought to you by Mountain Khakis, Life Untucked.
Welcome back to Fly Rod Chronicles at the Lodge and Ranch at Chama Land and Cattle Company. Right now, we're about to get back on the stream with our guides, Robert and Ted. You know, I always take the opportunity to mess with my guides, especially these young bucks.
Hey, what's up?
You can hold your hand on either side.
I mean, I got a new pair of pants on here, you know. I mean, most guides I fish with carry me across the street. You carry me, but you drop me, right?
You know, all foolishness aside, the guides here are first class. My guide Robert had the right fly. All I had to do was hit that small river so the fish could hit it. The type of fishing that we're doing on this trip, it's a lot like hunting. You're looking and stalking these fish, and after you see them, you go after them, put the stalk on them, and put the fly in front of them.
Another brown trout.
Look at this, a brownie.
Oh no, I lied. That's a rainbow trout.
Rainbow.
Darn, that's a treat, boys.
We did the Grand Slam. The rainbow. We got a rainbow, we got a few brown, and we got the brook trout. Good.
That's a treat there. Beautiful.
Dan the man says, I'd throw in there once. Just once. All right. We've got to fit elk hunting into the show.
You know, when you're out here fly fishing at Chama, it's just hard not to think about what's coming in the fall, and that's elk hunting.
This is a time and part of the show where we go into the woods and talk a little bit about our elk hunting. Mike, where you're going to hunt is right where we did some of our fishing.
I tell you what, this whole place looks awesome, whether you're fishing or hunting, Curtis.
You know, Mike's very competitive by nature.
My man Jammer's gonna put me on one today.
But you knew when he was coming out here to get a bull elk, they were gonna find a good one.
Sit up on the bottom.
You know, I had a good clean kill shot. I was rock steady and pulled the trigger, and it was a one-shot deal.
He's going down.
Oh. We just killed a good Chama bull, baby.
Yes. Good shot. That's what you come to Chama land for, buddy.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. That's a wonderful bull.
Yep.
Mike was tagged out, and his soon-to-be son-in-law was also tagged out.
I want everybody to know that now that Wes officially has my blessing, he can marry my daughter.
Wow. Camera guys couldn't be everywhere at once. So the guys told me, hold off, it's the first day, don't shoot anything unless it's a monster.
It was turning out to be a successful hunting and fishing trip, especially when Mike got the news from his daughter Kate that she had got one moments before he did.
Probably the best part about the evening for me, though, is I just got word that my daughter Kate has got a bull down over on the other side of the ranch.
Hey, congratulations, Mike.
Did you just get up? Just above the leg, right? Will you tell me when to shoot?
Good to go.
Okay.
Down. First bull. All right.
They definitely accommodated me as a lady hunter. And when I say that, they definitely did not take it easy on me. out on the ranch, which I really appreciated. You know, Ted set me up with a lot of great shots, a lot of great opportunities. We covered a lot of ground. I was above and beyond satisfied with my experience here. Lodge at Chama is definitely a first-class deal.
So what do you think of my wedding present to you? Was that a good one?
Yeah.
Come back right after this. I get to go after my biggest elk that I've ever seen. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome back to Fly Rod Chronicles.
We just heard elk again. It's so hard to cast. And you know, you're looking for elk all the time in the background here.
It's that time of the show where I get to put the fly rod down, grab the gun, and hit the elk woods.
So now we gotta make sure everything's protected. Packed everything in our Yetis. Got my binoculars and everything in there, just in case.
Just in case what?
J-Rod's camera equipment. All right, now we're gonna put some meat in here very shortly, right?
That's what it's all about.
All right.
Hunting in the West, a middle-aged guy should get ready for a trip like this.
When I'm walking fast, you're walking fast.
You know, my guide Anthony, golly, he's part billy goat. At one point, we heard an elk bugle at the top of the hill.
Get on top of it. Probably be the best bet.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
I looked at cameraman J-Rod and we're like, please, Lord, please. And all at once, the Lord provided an elk at a horizontal level, so we didn't have to go up the hill.
Every year I leave the West, I think $49.95, I gotta get me a gym membership.
You know, in the first morning, we had an incredible herd of elk. And when I say herd, the herd means more than one. We saw 50 bulls run right in front of us. Now, you talking about getting fired up for an afternoon hunt? We came back and put the plan together.
That afternoon hunt, we ended up going out and decided to get up on top of a hill and glass a couple of valleys and a couple of meadows, look at some water holes, and there was a good amount of cows down there. They were headed over to the water hole already.
Where there's cows, bulls will come.
You know, we checked the wind. The wind wasn't good, so we decided to make a move, try to get on the other side of him.
Anthony got us in the perfect position. He was able to sneak not only me, but our camera staff right up within distance of these bulls.
On the way down there, we had spotted two bulls that we were looking at pretty hard.
We zoned in on these two bulls, and when we got to the distance where it was time to make a decision, Anthony picked right up on these bulls were busted off.
It's broken.
We thought maybe the hunt was over. All at once, Anthony looked to his right, and I seen his eyes go bigger, hands up. That was our bull.
Uh-oh, we're dead. I don't know how close he was, but he was pretty darn close.
You know, the elk just felt like something wasn't right.
Oh, we're done.
I knew this bull was going to try to circle us. He was going to play the wind game on us. As he went around that bush, we made our move.
One thing TV can't really bring across is just how dry the country is up here. Every bit of grass or bush or tree you brush up against crackles and crunches like crazy. Just one more thing to up the tension of the hunt.
When he stepped out of that scrub oak, whoa.
You guys ready?
We got it. Oh my gosh. We just got the biggest bull I've ever killed.
from here, I'm looking over there and I'm thinking, look at that tree above him. That's his antlers, isn't it? Man, what a beast.
What a hunt! To top it off, the head honcho, Frank Sims, came all the way from the lodge to congratulate me on my biggest bull ever, scoring 404 inches.
That's crazy. That's nuts. That's just mass.
When I don't think there's any possible way that you can outdo what you did last year, how do you do this? That's all I want now.
I know our focus here is fishing, but I like to bring other interests to the show from time to time, especially hunting, because to me, it's important to encourage young people to get involved in fishing and hunting. We need to stress the fact that we are a part of the natural world, and that means taking responsibility for our part in it and in the circle of life. And nothing drives that home more than we take the life of an animal. We need to do it with respect and reverence. I don't ever want to forget that, because forgetting it leads to kids thinking that the chicken is born wrapped in plastic and ready to serve. And that, to me, is sad and dangerous thinking.